Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the two most greatest gifts from my elf on the shelf. First item I will review in this video, but the second item, sadly, I have to review it in a different video. The first item we're going to be reviewing is the Samsung 4TB 990 Pro with heatsink. If you guys did not know, the 990 Pro M.2 SSD is the most fastest drive that Samsung has in the market. We went with the 4TB so we could have more games on my computer. Addition to the new video card, this will make my PC a supercomputer. Let's unbox it and I'll show you what's inside the box. This is what's inside: 990 Pro, manual, and the box. We went with the drive that has the heatsink in it, so I'm going to have to attach a heatsink bar to it. Also, this heatsink is wrapped around the drive to keep it cooler. Here's a closer look. See, it's wrapped around the drive to keep it cooler. Now, let me talk about some instructions. Now we're going to move it around so we can see the instructions. This is where we're insert the drive to, and this is where we'll bolt it down to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. There's two different kinds. There's a SATA M.2 and there's an NVMe M.2. So the difference between these two is there's one with 2 slots and there's one with 1 slot. And this is the one we got, the NVMe M.2. If you guys did not know, the NVMe M.2 is way more faster than the SATA M.2. I want to show you one little thing. Now let's talk about all of them. So the first one is the slowest one with a CD disc inside of it. Then they made the solid state drive that's more faster. Now the newest and fastest one, the NVMe M.2. So as we talked about these two, out of these ones, this one's the fastest. So the difference between these two is this one looks like SATA, but they just made it smaller. Also, the NVMe M.2 has 1 slot, and this SATA M.2 has 2 slots. So what to do when you're putting it in is first, you're going to see this. You're going to line up your slots with the motherboard. If you have 2 slots in the motherboard, then you're using the wrong one. After you've done that, you're going to insert it, put it down, make sure to find the screw, and screw it. Now I'm going to have my dad help explaining what to do.
First thing, every time you touch the computer, you need to power off, unplug the PC, and hold the power button, usually on top of your PC. Hold it down to kill all the power in your computer. That way, so you won't have any statics in the computer and hurt something. So in this computer, we have one spot here is number 1 for the M.2, 2 spot, 3 spot, and 4 spot.
We can accept 4 slots for NVMe drives.
So what we're gonna do first, because when you guys buy the hard drive, when the hard drive comes in, I keep calling it hard drive, but it's not. It's the NVme slot. Is what is this? That M2. These comes in, and if you install them in the computer, you might not be able to see them. They might not be able to show up. So you're gonna have to go to setting, and from setting of your computer, from hard drive manager, you're gonna have to look for it, and you have to do something. I will show you what we're talking about. So what I'm gonna do first, I do have a window in this computer. This will be for my main window. I'm gonna install a window on it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna install it in number 2 here. So we can run the window from the first one, and we're gonna go ahead and format it so the computer can see it. And then we'll move them back. We'll move them up here, and then we will reinstall a window on it. One thing you will notice, these have a case. These are aluminum cooling cases that comes with motherboard. High-end motherboard, usually they'll have covers on your SSD or M.2 drives to cool them off. But what we did, we purchased this with a cooling case, so that way it performs better. This cooling case is all around the actual M.2 drive. We're going to remove those 2 bolts, and we're going to insert them. So bear with me. I always be careful where you do it. And we're going to put a screwdriver here. A lot of you might disagree of using a power tool on a computer, battery, statics. I don't care, okay? So now, remember, this is aluminum bar. So this is all big one, and you have the cooling that stays here. So basically this cooling here, it is touching these processor, CPU, whatever you want to call them, okay, for this hard drive. Now my motherboard is simple. You twist this guy and see how this comes out. That's what George was trying to explain to you guys. So always when you install it, you make sure, take it easy. It goes this way, and then you move it over. This is digital Western Black. I have a bunch of them. I just bought a new one too. We're gonna install the new ones. We're gonna make sure it goes in the slots, easy. Okay, go in. Don't be afraid. It clicks in. You're gonna move it backwards to this guy here. It sits, and then you're gonna push it. This usually is gonna lock it. So now it's locked. It's not moving. That being said, that means I will not install this guy. Okay, we don't need this guy no more. I will put this guy in my cooling motherboards, basically the motherboard box, because we are not using these M.2. Okay, we're just gonna be using the original casing. Okay, and the reason was, remember, that one have 2 sides. This one only have basically 1 side was on the motherboard. Always be careful. Always save these. You know, I'm gonna use this anyway down there. I have a brand new one actually I bought, but this was on sale, so we end up getting these one. I'm gonna give it away from one of my friends. Same price of, we bought it. And now we're gonna turn the computer on. We're gonna show you how you're gonna format this guy so you can see it, because you will not see it. I do have again 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But when I start my computer and I go to my drives, this one will not show. So if you're installing Windows, we might have a problem because you're not going to be able to see it. So I recommend you always put it on the computer and do the step I'm about to do. Then you can install Windows just to be on the safe side. Bear with me. I will hook up the computer and we'll go on from there. I do have the old video card, which is the one that we're going to get rid of. Is a bottle video card. These are the small one from one of my friends, because we had the 3060. We sold it and we took his old one just to use. Okay. This is, I believe, the 1070. It's going to be a big upgrade This is 8 gig of RAM. We're going to the MSI 4070 Ti Super, so we're going to be flying. So I will install this one. We'll turn the computer on, and then we will format this, install a brand new window, and install the 4070 Ti Super, and we'll have a fresh installation. We will have to reinstall our games and stuff like that. Stay tuned. What we're gonna show you now, you're gonna go actually into your star, but you're not gonna click on it. You're gonna right click and you're gonna select disk management. Okay, disk management, you're gonna, it already recognize the hard drive. Okay, here's what I mean. If I click here, I only have 3 hard drive. This is a network hard drive that I'm disabled right now, but I have 3 hard drive, the window hard drive, secondary hard drive, and third hard drive. But the first one, the 4 terabyte one, is not here because why? The window has not recognized it yet. So when you open actually the disk manager, it's going to give you 2 options. Sometimes it'll give you 1. It depends on your hard drive. This hard drive is big, and my motherboard and BIOS are set up for GPT, okay, partition. GTP partition is one of the newest partition that they came out with. The old partitions for hard drive used to be MBR. These used to go like about to 2.2 terabytes. This one here, it goes to hard drive there all the way to like, I think 9.2 zettabyte or something, way higher. Okay, but these accept the main difference. Let me explain simple. When these write data, they all write the data in one spot. The GPT writes it in multiple spots to protect the data, not duplicating it, but it just sprays it all over the place so that to protect the data from being incorrupted. Okay, that's one of the main thing that GPT does, and it's faster for Windows. It works better. Okay, there is a side effect. Now most motherboard usually comes in MBR. One little side effect you will have, you have to save your BIOS. Okay, you know your BIOS setting if you go in there and change it to GTP, because if, for example, if your battery on your computer died, that little battery dies, it might reset to MBR, and if you have your hard drive set to GPT, you will not be able to access the hard drive. You'll get a lot of errors. You have to go to your BIOS and change it to GPT to the right setting so you can read the hard drive. Okay, so basically you cannot put this hard drive. If you take this hard drive, you cannot put it in a older motherboard that have MBR. Okay, it will not work. So as of right now, we do have, my computer is GPT. All you're gonna do is gonna click OK. It's gonna recognize it. But in case if this does not pop out, just say it's not gonna pop out, I'm gonna cancel it. Okay. And let me see if I can actually right click on it and make a new partition. It's not gonna allow me because my motherboard is designed to choose what hard drive I need. So we're gonna close this again. We're gonna right click on the window, disk management. It's gonna ask you, we're gonna choose this guy, GPT. From me, my end, you're gonna have to research on your end, depends on your window how you're doing it. And now it should be like me, right click and select new value, simple value basically. I'm gonna click on it, I'm gonna go to next. The wizard window pops out, and I'm just gonna keep everything as normal. I'm not gonna touch anything. Okay, go click next. Will assign it. I do not want to assign it a C drive right now. Wish I can, because C drive is taken, so I'll assign it A for now. Okay, and I'm just gonna go next. I'm gonna keep going next and click finish, and this is gonna turn to blue. It's gonna recognize it. So now it's blue. It opens up in the window. basically all I gotta do, if I go to my PC now, you should have 4. So I got new value, this is the local, 2 and 3. And then what you need to do, you're gonna install the window on it. So now what I will do, I am gonna install my new video cards, okay, and I'm gonna reinstall a new window on this one. What I will do to be on the safe side, I'm gonna remove all these hard drives out of here right now, and I'm gonna install only a window on this guy, fresh installation, fresh everything, and then we'll just continue with later on putting these two here and update the video cards and stuff like that, just to be on the safe side. Everything's installed right. I hope this video helps you guys. Okay, if you have any questions, ask please. I'm sure George will love to help you guys. He is learning on computer and he's doing great. All he does some days just sit and learn and watch videos of YouTube. I'm very proud of him, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.